Hello everyone. How are you guys today? All right, guys, everyone. I would like to say good morning. Good morning. Good day to everyone. I hope everyone here and their families are happy and healthy. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I bet we all miss our classes and meetings, but of course, during this condition, we all have to stay home and keep each other safe. The good news is today we're going to go live with Qilan Umara, our senior, our ex-president, our mentor, and our big sister. And we're gonna have a little talk on the theme of Bridge to Harmony. As it is important for us public speakers to come together and realize the power we have to help the world overcome a crisis such as this pandemic. So let's wait no further and let's go live with Kak Qilan. Let's see. Oops. All right.
Hello, welcome. We're going to go live right now with Qilan. Hello, Qilan.
Hi, can you
How
hear
are
me?
you?
I'm good. I'm healthy. How are you?
I'm very good and very healthy as well. Um, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Well, hi guys. Hi. Thank you for
Okay.
joining.
Qilan, for
Hmm.
starters, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Hi guys, everyone who doesn't know me. I'm Qilan, and thank you for the invite. I feel really blessed to be one of your I don't know, what do you call this? Guest star.
It,
And I would like to
yeah,
congratulate LSPR Public Speaking Club for making this live Instagram.
thank
It's so
you.
creative, and with this corona going on, you guys are still amazing with your job. The Instagram is really good.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
I used to be the president, and before that, I used to be public relations officer
Oh,
in public speaking club. I was also a member. I grew up there in public speaking club.
I think
Um,
we all do.
I know, and like I'm so
Correct.
happy to be here. I'm so happy to be talking to you and
Yeah.
how State Public Speaking Club has grown. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to talk about me. I write. I write.
Yeah.
I'm an author, and right now I work for IBM Times as a presenter, and I'm a
Mm-hmm.
part of Toastmasters. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I guess that's it.
That's awesome. Kakilan, if I may ask, when or how did you start gaining interest in public speaking? And this is a question from the Q&A session we did a couple of days ago. This is a question from Dylan at
Mhm.
H3DEE. Who is your
Okay.
inspiration as a public speaker?
All right. I'd like to say hi first. Tadi ada Kak Eja, my senior, so I'd like to pay my respect. Hi Kak Eja and Kak Ocep. Oh my God. Okay.
Culture.
Welcome. I'm happy. Hi Kak Gali. I started my interest, yeah. The
Yeah.
first time I knew that I wanted to be a speaker was actually since I could ever speak. So like hi hi Terdiadra. Um, so when I was little, when I was in kindergarten, I used to go to high school as my school. And back in school, we had this. So every morning they have the presentation for 5 minutes. So we're
Mhm.
allowed to speak anything that we want every day.
Anything.
And I used to raise my hands every day.
Oh,
So like I just need to like prepare anything that I want, drawings or anything. Until then, my mom knew that I love to talk. So I went. Do you know who Gus?
what?
Do you know who Gus?
I don't think so.
Okay, so back then when I was little, there's this presenter, this ibu-ibu
Huh?
with the turban. Her name is
Oh,
Hugus.
uh-huh.
She was a
Uh-huh.
presenter. So she had this school, presenter school, and my mom put me there because she knew that I used to like I like to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I just went to seminars and I knew a lot of trainers. Um, I read a book, so I started my career as a trainer public speaker when I was in sixth grade. It was a surprise because I just went there to accompany my mom, and soon that I realized I was friends with the trainer, and they kind of like, make me as their assistant and all. Yeah, the Hugas, you're right. And somebody knows. My
Uh,
inspiration, I have a lot actually. I had a lot of coaches growing up as a speaker. I was trained by Bong Chandra, also Andri Wongso, and I went to Meridiana Seminar and all. But the only one that I have always been inspired, and this is the first person whom I felt like I want to be like her, is Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey. That's
Yes,
great. That she's
so like
awesome.
it's kind of my dream to be just like her.
Awesome. All right.
Hi, Kalija. Thank you so much. I miss you, Kat. Okay.
What made you think public speaking is important?
Dude, okay. This is the thing. It's like I'm
Like, where
explaining.
do I start?
Yeah, exactly. Like, do you have minute? Do you have hours?
Yeah,
Do you have days?
we
Um,
do.
I feel like back then, public speaking used to be a niche interest. Not everybody knows the exact importance of public speaking. But growing up as a speaker, and I know a lot of speakers also in the surrounding that Toastmasters also, I feel like public speaking is a fundamental skill anybody needs to have in order for them to earn success in their lives. Because everything requires public speaking, you know? And public speaking is not just about speaking, but it's about creating your story, it's about research, it's about getting to the point and able to give the message to the correct audience. It's all about communication. So yeah,
All
it's
right.
really important.
That is that is 100% true, and I really agree with it. Okay. Um, you mentioned that now you work in IDN Times, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
As as you are now a journalist, how like did starting in PSE help you in any way in in your journey in your career?
Okay. In IDN times, I don't really call myself a journalist because I don't really write, but I do am a field reporter and a
Wow.
presenter. So like mostly to the camera and speaking, and also make the script and all. Um, this is how I can say it. Public speaking club has made me who I am today in terms of the opportunities and also the trainings because you know how we used to go for competitions
Mm-hmm.
and how we
Yes.
were expected to bring trophies home and
Yes.
how we were actually trained
Yes.
for months and until then we're able to rock the stage.
Yeah.
Also then in through public speaking club I learned so much through the leadership journey. As a president, as an officer, we tried our best to bring the best for LSPR public speaking club with all my friends, with all the executive committees. It was a journey that I can never forget. And through that, it helped me out throughout my career life because, leadership practices
Yeah.
and the ambition, the
Yes, the
ambitious to
ambition.
win, to have this trophy and
The sleepless
able to,
nights.
yes, able to plan, able to make
Yeah.
events, able to think thoroughly. So yeah, it does help me out through the leadership and also being a member.
That is so true. And I hope my journey in public speaking club, as I am now the vice president, can help me build myself like you did.
But
I
you're
hope.
amazing. You're like I saw your Instagram. You're this
Yeah, I'm a
ambassador.
marketing student.
Yeah, I saw it on your Instagram.
Oh, thank you.
You're
Okay,
amazing. Mm.
thank you, Kat. Okay, now let's talk about the reason we're all staying home this fine Tuesday. Okay, with this pandemic going on in the world, we're all staying home and staying sane and aware by turning on our television, being online, browsing, and refreshing the internet. Uh, we know the good and the damage mass media can cause. As you are familiar with the industry, do you think these companies have been doing the best they can to spread the information without causing panic?
Okay. as someone who works in media,
Yeah.
I feel like every media company have tried their best to give the exact and the facts of what's happening and giving information for the audience. Also, that trying to minimize any what do you call trying to tell people don't believe in hoax.
Mm, yeah.
That's why I'm saying that any portal medias, any medias have already tried their best. So it's up to you if you. For me, it's better for you to send information through the media portal rather than WhatsApp broadcast and all like that.
Yeah.
Because we just want to give the. It's like a journalism policy, you know. We always want to
Right.
give, and we try to give motivation. We don't make audience, you know, to get panic and all, because that's not our intention. We want to give the best information and to encourage people to stay at home and stay care. So I believe that every media has done their best to do so. And if there are actually medias that give controversial and panic and all, I,
Yeah.
it's just believe in the credible media.
Yeah. That is very good input. We with the great technology that we have now, it's so easy for us to get information. And as Kakilan said, it is very true that we have to trust credible media because they do research and they check and recheck, right, Kakilan?
Yeah, exactly. One example, you can follow IDM Times. You always give
Yeah,
the most accurate
shameless plug.
program. And amazingly, we have this program every day. It's called Check Fakta. So
Oh,
basically, our reporters trying to tell the audience which are the correct information and which are the hoax ones. So it's good for you guys.
it's called Check Fakta, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Kakilan. Okay, next. As our theme today is Bridge to Harmony, we are sure that us as public speakers are able to be this bridge because during a pandemic like this, we should take part. How do you think public speakers can take part in a positive way?
I feel like public speaker can take part in a lot of platforms because as a speaker, we don't only speak on the stage or in the
Absolutely.
podium. We can use different kind of platforms like Instagram, YouTube, or podcast, or whatever. This is your time. This is your time to make the best speech that you can make to, to give positive vibes to the environment, to give positive vibes to the people around you, to be creative. Also, that this is also a part of your life then that can be used as an experience later if this all has finished, that you can make storytelling out of it. Or you know how speeches are best when it came from a true story and
Yeah.
it came from reality. You can use this story. So it's something that you can use. Okay, sorry. It's something that you can use once you're out there. Example, you want to be in a competition. You can use this story. But for now, please,
For
you can do
impromptus.
whatever you can.
Yeah.
Create positive vibes through any kind of platforms.
I totally agree. And because we have a lot of time at home, we can write, we can there it's very easy to record stuff and upload stuff, especially in podcasts, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
The Anchor, where you can record yourself and then just distribute it to platforms, which is awesome. And it's very true. I myself tend to panic when I'm in an impromptu, the impromptu part of the competition. So I think personal stories really do help.
Exactly.
Um,
This is the time for you to make those stories that you can prepare for impromptu.
yeah. Uh, but of course, Kakilan, in order for us to be brave enough to speak, even though it's only through technology, like through video or through audio, we need confidence. When
Yeah.
I was beginning to get into public speaking, like most of us, of course, I wasn't as confident as I am now. Maybe you're different because you've been speaking since you were a child.
Yeah,
But do you have any tips for us to build our confidence?
of course. Here, a lot of people ask me about that. I feel like everybody has their own stage fright, and I do have that too. No matter how
Mm-hmm.
confident you are, you'll always have that stage fright, especially when you want to go for competitions or places new. Oops, sorry. um, I usually tell this to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Other than you need a lot of experiences in order for you to feel safe in your public speaking zone. But if you haven't gotten their experience, then you gotta practice.
Yeah.
Every time you want to go on stage, you practice. You practice 5 to 10 times. And later
Five to
on,
ten.
you'll feel like it's an easy peasy like a water. But then it's also different when you practice in your room and when you're on
Mm-hmm.
stage or when you're on camera or everything. I always tell people that you gotta know what you want to say thoroughly. So it's not like you're memorizing it, but you gotta understand what you're saying and you know your message and that you believe that whatever you say is worth it. And you don't really care whether or not these people are gonna insult you or not. And you
Yeah.
focus on people who not. So when you're in the audience, there are people who just like play their phones or there are people who be like interested, the face. You focus on that people.
Yeah.
But again, those heart, the heartbeat and the being,
The
the
adrenaline.
adrenaline is still there.
Yeah.
I feel like enjoy your moment and know exactly what you want to say. And I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get over it. Just enjoy.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the key of confidence. And if you still cannot do that, okay, just fake it till you make it. Fake
Yeah.
it. Act like you're
That
confident.
I agree with. Fake it till you make it.
Just fake it.
Kakilan, you talked a little bit about practicing, right? You told us 5 to 10 times. How do you practice? Do you record yourself, or do you talk in front of a mirror, or do you ask someone to watch you?
There are 3 ways for me to practice. Let's say I want to go for a competition, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
First, I would just practice on my own. And then I would, just practice. And then I would see myself in the mirror. And then I'd record myself. And then I'll see which one are like my flaws and everything. And then at the end, I'll practice in front of someone.
Yeah.
And usually, 1 to 2 person. So like, I got feedbacks and everything. But it would be so much better if you practice in front of someone knows, who actually
Yeah.
knows about, to give the best, about public speaking, so they can give the best, advice. But if you don't have, you can always find, some other people. You
Videos.
can always send your videos,
Yeah, videos.
or you can just yeah, just whoever you have, maybe your sister or your mother, and they will give you personal opinions
Yeah.
through the audience perspective.
I I totally agree. Even though my family they're not really into the public speaking world, but we can get a perspective from them who just thoroughly, like truly with heart, watched our whole speech. I think that's a great point. Well,
Yeah,
I practice by recording myself on my voice recorder. So before a competition, I usually have like so many voice recordings of myself, but
that's
I
good.
think
Yeah,
it really helps because you can hear how you sound and
yeah,
the emotions you bring in. I think it really helps to record yourself as
it
well.
does. It does
Yeah.
actually. And usually I do that too. And then when you wanna like just 10 minutes before you go out on stage. This is just me, but I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys
What do
wanna
you
do
do
it too.
before
I
going on
usually
stage?
30 to 10 minutes I replay my own voice in my ears.
Oh,
So like it's gonna
okay.
come to my unconsciousness mind. So
I
like
see.
yeah, so I don't practice anymore. 30 minutes before the stage, I go relax and I just listen to my own practice.
Yeah, totally. Well, this is a tip from actually my senior and my mentor, Dylan. Um, so I get really nervous. And he told me to listen to a song, like a really like my favorite song at the moment, and it really helps. You know, you kind
Yes,
of
yeah.
forget about the tension and all that. So
He's totally
yeah,
right. He's totally right. Dylan is an amazing speaker. Um,
amazing
yes,
speaker.
he is. And I kind of collaborate with him too in Speak Up Jakarta. He helped out. He
Yeah,
supported us.
yeah,
And yeah, he's great. He's great. You gotta ask him.
he is. He is. He's
Oh, but he's
very.
right. I also do that. So before you, usually as a presenter, because I don't really have memorization as a presenter. So I just have to like beat up my mood. So I usually listen to songs. That's right.
All right. Thank you, Kak Yolan. Okay, besides confidence, content and delivery is often debated on which is more important because, as we know, in competition, some judge prefer this and some prefer
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
What are your views on that?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Experience as a judge. We usually have this argument about
Yeah.
the participant performance. Sometimes I feel like, oh, he's good, and what, but we all agree that every speeches that look amazing but has no meaning and
Mm,
message is not a speech at all.
it is.
So I must say, content and performance must be equal. It must
Mm,
be there. It's like a combination. You can never have a good speech without a message, but also you can never have a good speech with giving message without a great performance. This is me, personal me as
yeah.
a judge. Um, this is how I see it. So in order for you to be able to have a good content, you gotta know the objectives of public speaking. Yeah?
Mm,
What are they? To entertain, to inform,
mm,
to inspire, and so on and so on. So you gotta pick one objective or two in order for you to give goal in your script, in your speech. And then you gotta know the message. What's your message? If you want to encourage them to live healthily, then you gotta emphasize that
mm,
and use your great body language and your eye contact and everything in your. I mean, so basically, but maybe the content may not as, for example, A has like amazing content. He has like I don't know, facts from the BBC, from the WHO, and blah 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 blah.
mm,
But then B, he has a content that is just general.
mm,
Um, it's not as deep as A,
mm,
but he has the message, he has the body language, he has the stage act, and he has the manner.
mhm.
I would still prefer B
Yeah.
for me personally.
Okay.
But other judges may see different.
Yeah.
They may see the content. So you gotta see. So whenever you go for competitions, this is your tips. You gotta know the judges, and you gotta know the culture of the institution.
Yes. Yes.
If this institutions feel like they're more into content, they're more into you know detailed content, then you gotta like enrich your content. But if you see this institution, oh, they're like it's okay if the content is just general, but the stage acting, yeah, it really depends. It's like personal preference.
Yeah.
But at the end, you gotta have message
Yes.
and you gotta be sincere. You gotta be sincere. But at the end, the one who wins will always be the one who capture the audience and judges'
Yes.
attention.
Yes.
So
Yes.
stage is also important. Yeah.
So we've been talking about this capturing and the message, but of course, in a good speech, there is usually a story, right? And because you're a storyteller, I think it's really, I think you use stories a lot in your speeches, right?
I do it.
Um, as it is an important component, how can we maximize our story in order to get our point across in our speech?
Okay. My old mentor used to tell me a great storyteller kind of have two things. One, he's a great liar, or he's a great liar, or he's a great one who exaggerates things. So let me say this. Mm, to be wisely, you cannot tell lies.
Yeah.
Wisely, yeah, just don't tell lies. But you can exaggerate things. Yeah. So for
There's a
example,
fine
it's just
line.
about it's about you drinking water. It's like meh. But then you can put story into it. Like one day I was so thirsty. I woke up. I saw my bottle. It usually has water, but it was no water at all. So I went out. I looked for water. Who says water? But it was all closed. Just like exaggerate things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's one. And second, you need to have stories that relate to the audience. So you gotta know your audience, whether they're like what kind of age, are they like from school, high school, or university, or in the offices. It gotta relate and use this story connects to the message that you want to give in the end.
Yeah.
So that's how you do it.
Um, this is one more thing. Some people, beginners tend to, when they're, maybe this happens more at the end of competition, like final round, which is an impromptu. They tell a story, but then they forgot to put their point across. Do you have any tips on, like, in order, yeah, you can tell a great story, but you still have to manage
No
to get
message.
in
Yes.
that message before the time runs out, right?
Yeah. This is what I do. Honestly, to be honest, ever since I um because Toastmasters really taught me a lot too. It trained me well, especially in impromptu. This is one thing I learned from there. Impromptu may not always be an impromptu because a speaker would always have at least five stories in their head that they can make up. This is what I always do in impromptu. In order for you to connect the message, so you gotta find stories that can relate to a lot of message.
Mm.
So it could be life story, mostly life story, so you can relate. So in order for you to remember the message, you put the message in the middle. Yeah, it's your point. It's your point. And you have to know the opening and closing first.
Mm.
Then you put your story.
I see.
Because that's what
That's
matters
really
the
a great
most.
tip.
Opening and closing. When
Yeah.
you open, you you drive your audience to your own world and
Mm.
then you tell your story and then you emphasize the message again in the end.
Mm.
Yeah. So let's say, let me give you an example. So for example, your impromptu is about never give up.
Yeah.
And then in your head, you only have a story about family. So how do you relate that? How do you relate that? Let's say your amazing moment in your family is uh, when you eat breakfast together.
Mm.
So you start be like, ladies and gentlemen, do you remember when was the last time you ate with your mom at 8 a.m.? Me? I don't. Because my mom is a workaholic. And I am too. We never meet each other. But again, with the love that we have, we try to make time. We never give up to make time for each other. Something like that. And then in the end, my tips, you can start with a question or a statement
That's yeah, I usually do
or a
that as
quote.
well.
I have a lot of quotes in my mind that I always use for impromptu.
Also,
So
you
you can
have
start
a
with a
stock
quote.
of
Yeah, you gotta have it.
quotes. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you gotta have it.
definitely.
You gotta
Yeah,
have it. So like
and I really think
hmm,
and I really think starting out with a question is a really good way to actually, grasp the attention. I think
exactly,
everyone, it's basic. It's one-on-one speech, right?
exactly. Yep, it is.
Um, awesome. Okay. We have another question from our Q&A session. It's from at Hanin Haha. How can we practice our speech during this pandemic? Should we make content?
Mm, You could, you could, make content, or as I mentioned before already, you can record it for yourself if you're shy, if you don't wanna, if it's a secret, you don't want people to know. You can need that, and I
Yeah.
feel like in this pandemic situation, it's the best time for you to practice because no
True.
distraction, and you can be very detailed in your script, and
Yeah.
you can try a lot of practices from your voice, from your facial expression, from your body language, so it's more detailed.
True. And I think um, at this time we have a lot to talk about. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, we
That's
can
the
make a
point.
lot of
Yeah,
content, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, like this one,
Yeah,
like this
yeah,
time.
yeah.
um, okay, thank you very much, Kakilan.
Thank
Before
you.
we go, there is one more thing I'd like to ask. Do you have any message for future public speaking club members and the next generation of LSPR PSC?
Okay, I'm gonna cry.
Oh no!
Hi guys. First, I'd like to give message for the members. I would like to say I think you guys are in the right hands, and I believe that because I've seen the progress of the executive committees. And now it's legit amazing. I remember how me and my friends used to bring up the club, and now I feel like there's a lot of interest in this club, and it's amazing. There's a lot of activities, and you are in the right place. Maybe not all of you want to be speakers. You don't really have to be speakers. You don't really have to be debaters. But this could help you out throughout your career life, also throughout your life, because being able to know to make speech, being able to debate and make arguments and communicate and become a public speaker, you'll be able to you'll be able to kick ass in the interviews, in
Yes,
the yes,
definitely.
in interviews, and also in your political office life and everywhere basically because they say when you talk good you got the door open. So make friends, make networks and everything, and all the best also for all the ones who are like to compete. Amazing, you're amazing. Practice, practice, practice. Do you guys give mentors like coaches and all?
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing because in my time we barely had coaches. We had to struggle for that. And
Yeah, we have
yeah,
great
so
mentors,
yeah,
one
so
of which is you.
thank you. And your executive committee is amazing. So take the best out of it and have fun. That's the only thing. Just have fun. And if you have the opportunity to become an exco, please do raise up your hand because it does help you out to be a student lead. In my experience, I loved it and it's amazing. And for you guys, for the executive committees and everyone in Fanka and all friends, uh, thank you so much. Thank you for making Starbucks Speaking Club great. And I would also say thank you for the previous committees, Dylan, Gustav, and all, briefly after me, Shania, and everyone. Amazing how improvements I've seen, and do enjoy it, do enjoy it, and it's gonna be a hella story in your life. So yeah, I
I
don't know if you're gonna make NYC this year. Are you because of the pandemic?
we are. So for this pandemic to be over, we're still preparing for everything. So
Yeah,
it's the process hasn't stopped. So yeah, please maybe you'll judge,
yeah.
right? We'll see you then. We'll see you then
Yes,
most
thank you.
likely.
Yeah.
Um, I I hope, well, I'm representing everyone in PSC right now, the members and the executive committee, to say thank you very much, Kakilan, and we just hope that we can make you proud.
No, not me,
Once
but for yourself. Make yourself.
everyone, yeah, our seniors,
Yes.
our everyone, yeah. Well, thank you, Qilan, for all the knowledge and virtue you shared with us today. We hope that this will light up everyone's day in these difficult times. wherever we may be. This public speaking can make an impact no matter how. Thank you
Yes.
for watching
Thank
our
you.
live interview, everyone.
Thank you.
You can
Thank
check
you.
out her Instagram at Qilan Umara and her courses at Speak Up Jakarta,
Speak of
where
Jakarta.
she
Yeah, I just want to say
gives
one last thing.
courses with,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, I just say one last thing. I feel I just have this emotional thing because public speaking club has become a great. I would just like to say that this public speaking club was built by um, Ka Irwan and also Ka Ochap and everyone that also in my executive committee. So shout out to them. So yeah, just want to say that.
shout out to our seniors,
And
yeah,
also Miss Daniari.
yeah, seniors, our seniors.
Okay.
um, don't forget courses with Kakirti Sharma, which is also our mentor at PSC, at to gain more valuable public speaking insights and learn more with them. Guys, next time at LSPR PSC's Speech Competition 101 webinar that soon with our experts Dylan Huber and Rinaka Gutierrez.
Nice.
Very, very exciting.
Yes, and you can hit me up and Speak Up Jakarta with Kakirti. Kirti is also our senior. She's amazing. She's our mentor in public speaking club. So yeah, thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kakilan. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
day.
You too. Stay
See
safe.
you. Bye bye.